Heya and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about all of the juiciest details from the patch 5.4 live letter. Just as a heads up, I'm not going to be getting into every single detail in this video, but instead provide a high level overview of the major talking points. So patch 5.4 has been officially confirmed for December 8th release, proving much of the prior speculation correct. Do be aware though that the Yokai Watch event is going to be ending when patch 5.4 launches, so that means that if you have not yet gotten everything that you want from the Yokai Watch event, to please do that. And I am going to shill my own Yokai Watch guide here, and that should get you up to speed and get on that quickly. So as always, if this video helps you in any way and you want to help support me and my content, I would super appreciate if you launched a set of patch notes at my like button and cat daddy that subscribe button. And one last thing before I get into all of the patch 5.4 details is that if you want to have like a guide on what you should try and prepare for it the best you can, then totally check out my video that I'm going to just show here. So patch 5.4 brings forth new main story quest lines and an extension to the Chronicles of a New Era with the Sorrow of Werlit. There will also be a new extreme trial, the Emerald Weapon, named Castrum Marinarum. I wonder if that works well on pasta, so be very ready for shiny green dragon mounts. But wow, is that a lot of shoulder pads. Map hunters rejoice because patch 5.4 adds the shifting obliques of the Lyhe Ghiah, which I am sorry, I know I said that wrong, but I am going to be calling them the shifting obliques from now on. This is involving some of the standard map mechanics that you'd expect from normal, but also with a roulette's twist to determine what sort of challenges you might face, and likely going to have some of the most super premium drops in there worth an absolute monster of gil at patch release. There will also be a brand new raid tier called Eden's Promise that is dropped. One thing to note though is that this raid tier does require all of patch 5.3 storyline completed to begin, so if you haven't completed that, then I'd recommend you try and get a head start now rather than hit patch day and be like, I can't enter the raids. Likewise, we can see from some screenshots that we can see things like the Cloud of Darkness, but one that is very different from the one that we saw in A Realm Reborn's World of Darkness Alliance raid. So lots of cool stuff coming that way. Patch 5.4 also brings a brand new Unreal Trial of Titan, and as someone who played A Realm Reborn, yes, I am completely triggered, you're completely right. The developers during the live letter also said that this is a very difficult fight and will give unique new rewards. So I'm kind of nervous seeing this old Titan again. Expect lots of footage of me being flung off of the side of the platform. Probably. Most likely. Patch 5.4 will also be bringing in job adjustments, which include some minor numbers buffs to Dragoon, Bard, Scholar, and Red Mage, just to bring them up a little bit. But the real update here is with the Monk getting a major revamp to Greased Lightning, being moved from a status effect to maintain to now being a unique trait for the Monk. However, Greased Lightning no longer increases the damage dealt, and so there were a significant amount of abilities that were buffed to compensate for that direct damage loss. Also, abilities that would once increase the duration of Greased Lightning have now been added with new effects to them, such as Form Shift allows you to execute actions regardless of your form you're in. Tornado Kick now may be used at any time, and Six-Sided Star now gives you a burst of movement speed, definitely adding a lot to the Monk's kit. Next up, there are updates to crafting and gathering with adjustments of less used actions to most likely make them a more core part of the crafting rotations and so actually used, as well as a particular new requirement on expert recipes that has not yet been fully convinced, but my particular speculation myself is that it might look similar to the Ishgardian restoration where you're doing a little bit more advanced crafting, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that. So the fishing ability Fish Eyes will also be adjusted to allow you to ignore time constraints on particular fish, as well as an ocean fishing update introducing 2 new routes, solo missions, and further small unspecified updates to make ocean fishing more fun. Collectibles for Botanist and Miner are also undergoing a huge heap of changes that do go super in depth in the video, but the overview that I'm going to be giving in this super quick video is that the entire old system has basically been scrapped, where is no longer a thing, and anywhere actions have been reworked. The goal is to increase collectability while not compromising the integrity of the node using your various gathering skills. The plan is for perception and gathering statistical values to still be highly impactful on these mechanics, however, so don't feel like you could just ignore those now. Ethereal Reduction also has gone a revamp, as well as there will be a greater variety of items obtained through collectability of the item, but the prior purity ranking of an item doesn't impact the values of what you're going to get necessarily anymore. What exactly that means is going to obviously be found out when patch 5.4 hits, and we are actually able to crunch some of the numbers. Sky Steel Tools will also be receiving a major update allowing you to further enhance your special tools. Now let's talk about Triple Triad and the Gold Saucer because they have received a substantial rework this patch. Extreme details will be left to a separate video though, because there are a lot of changes in here. But as an overview of the changes, the restrictions on what you can or cannot add to make a deck of cards to play with has had a lot of restrictions lifted, as such as there are no restrictions on 1 to 3 star cards anymore, and that a very powerful A value will now lose to a 1 value. There also have been official in-game tournaments added that are going to be held once every 2 hours Earth time, not Aarhusian time, that will give rankings later based upon how many points are earned during that tournament. The brand new Explorer mode has been added, which will allow you to explore the dungeons of this game that you've previously cleared without being impeded by a lot of mobs. Although it is currently only the Shadowbringers dungeons, the developers have stated that they want to expand this further to other dungeons in the future. This will allow you to traverse the dungeon without any enemies and lift restrictions like allowing you to use mounts, minions, or limit breaks freely. You can also place in there a training dummy, and so there's a lot of new things that you can do. I do actually already have a lot of plans for this in my mind for some cool footage. Patch 5.4 is also bringing an absolute deluge of new appearances, mounts, customization, options such as angel wings, pink parasols, chocolate bird things, snowmen just in time for Christmas, golden beavers, oh my, and a fish. Not to mention that the brand new armors coming with tomestones in the raid are looking very cool and very dark, especially the tomestone gear. It's looking very Dark Souls, which I am absolutely living for. Now let's talk about housing, because we are getting some super cool items like a gardening section for indoor furnishings, a baking section, and literally even a showcase to put in things like armor and weapons. So does this mean I can finally not put mannequins in a wall with the weapon mounted on them? That would be nice. Also, now let's not even get me started on this exterior. It really sucks because I'm going to need to fork out the gil for 2 of them because I absolutely need them. I absolutely need them. Another good perk coming with 5.4 is Materia melding has been forever changed. Now you have the ability to bulk meld materia, which is a huge quality of life update. Huge. I cannot emphasize how huge this is. And I greatly look forward to this myself. If I can at least look away, that might ease the pain of hundreds of thousands of gil gone poof, melting. Just look away from the monitor now. So now comes in the part of the video that I need to really clearly state that with each major patch drops, there are usually a few different cycles of content that are broken up from the mainstay patch. So we're talking about 5.4 generally in this video, but 5.40 is going to bring the content that we see patch day. But what we will often see in main patches is that we will see like a 5.41 or a 5.45 that will be released at a later date. So patch 5.41 will bring the update for the Ishgardian restoration efforts and allow you to once again attempt to get that sweet title and achievement sent for yourself. But further from that is the conclusion to the Ishgardian restoration efforts, so likewise I would keep my eyes peeled for any housing opportunities, but I have yet to be able to find any official confirmation for when housing's released or dates yet, and I did try and rummage around a bit. I can't find anything, I'm sorry, I wish I could give you more. But now moving on, patch 5.45 will be bringing an update to the Bojan Southern Front, or rather, if I'm being super honest, I should be calling it the Save the Queen relic weapon line for Shadowbringers, since it is now not just the Bojan Southern Front, which this content is going to allow us to further enhance our relic weapon. And we're also going to be getting a brand new large-scale dungeon called the Delubrium Rajané. Unlike the Castrum Marinera, we probably can't put this on pasta, which will come with the 24-player normal mode and a 48-player savage mode, with the savage mode being through the party finder tools. I'm interested how matchmaking is going to go on that, but we'll see. But there are going to be a lot of restrictions placed on the savage content, such as you cannot change jobs, the ability to use lost actions will be at the entrance of the duty, likewise you're going to be able to go through your cache at the entrance of the duty and assign what's going on. Lost actions and gear from Boja, such as the haste gear, will be valid. Each player gets personal rewards from the treasure coffers, and revives will be restricted, meaning we can no longer red mage spam revives through, although how revives will be restricted is still unclear. Patch 5.45 will also be bringing forth blue mage updates, which includes 24 brand new spells such as the 2 shown on the screen right now, and we can tell that the kick is from Suzaku from the floating back piece, which is going to be super excited to revisit those extreme trials, as well as the level cap increase to 70 and allow you to earn the extremely stylish and swanky new glam armor and weapons for the blue mage, which I think are like super duper stylish and I really love it. So with all that said, there is just my personal live letter recap with the juiciest bits of information, and I need to ask now, what are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. I am genuinely super excited to hear because there is a lot in here that I'm actually super hyped for. So as always, if this video helps you in any way and you want to help support my content, I'd super appreciate if you launched the set of patch notes at my like button, because I want to get them early, right? I'm kidding. And cat daddied that subscribe button. Anyhow, that is all for this one. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely awesome day. Patch 5.4 hype is real.